Today, you are going to discover how to lead yourself and others confidently in business as a sole trader with structured grace and inner alignment. No one quite tells you how heavy leadership feels when it's just you. The vision, the deadlines, the bills, the clients, everything rests on your shoulders. It's not dramatic, it's simply the reality for so many of us sole traders. You're not only building something from scratch, you're holding every single piece in place. And that can feel exhausting. But there's a quiet power in it too. It's not about doing it all. It's about knowing how to carry it differently. When I first started, I equated leadership with being in charge or having a team. But leadership is more than delegating. It's choosing what matters most, standing behind your decisions, and allowing your values to shape the way you work. It's the grace with which you lead yourself through the tough days. If you've ever looked around for someone to give you permission or direction and realized it's just you, you've already stepped into leadership. So many women in business underestimate the leadership role they're already playing. You make the calls, you handle the clients, you negotiate prices and adjust offerings. You create the tone of your business simply by showing up as you are. That's leadership in its most personal form. I want you to feel seen in that. You don't have to wear a title to be leading. You are shaping the experience of every person who touches your business. It's not about being loud or bossy. It's about presence, clarity, and consistent care. That's a feminine style of leadership that brings both heart and strength into your space. If you're questioning whether you're doing it right, that's a good thing. It means you're reflecting, adjusting, and not coasting on autopilot. That's the beauty of being a solo leader. Your growth directly grows the business too. Instead of chasing balance, you begin building alignment. That's where real power lives, not in pushing harder, but in standing more solidly in who you are. You're not missing anything. You're becoming it. Every challenge sharpens your voice. Every mistake teaches you how to trust yourself deeper. That's the path of commanding grace, even when no one else is watching. Now let's look at what it means to lead with decision, not fear. One of the hardest things about leading solo is making decisions when there's no one to validate your thoughts. Every choice carries weight, especially when you're deeply invested in the outcome. Fear often creeps in, disguised as overthinking. You start wondering if you're doing too much or not enough. I've been there. Delaying action, asking everyone for opinions, and still feeling unsure. But something shifted when I realized fear wasn't the enemy. It was just evidence I cared. Leadership means making decisions based on your vision, not your emotions. Fear might whisper louder, but your values speak truer. I began asking myself, what's in alignment, not just what's safe? And that question alone helped me step into decisions more gracefully. I didn't need to be fearless. I just needed to be committed. When you're leading a business alone, clarity becomes your best friend. I use journaling to get to the root of what's really going on when I hesitate. Is it a lack of information? Is it a boundary I need to enforce? Or am I just doubting my own instincts? Once I name it, I can move forward with intention. Here's what works. Set aside time weekly to review where you're holding back. Write it down, speak it out loud. Then choose just one thing to act on. Action clears the fog. Even if it's a small move, it shifts you from hesitation to leadership. Clients and collaborators pick up on your clarity. The more certain you are, the more magnetic your presence becomes. That doesn't mean you'll always get it right, but you'll always grow stronger. Leadership isn't about never doubting. It's about not letting doubt drive the car. If you're standing at a crossroads, feeling unsure what to choose, trust that you already have the tools. The way through is in your body, your breath, your truth. Make the decision the version of you 5 years ahead would be proud of. That's leadership, rooted in who you're becoming, not who you fear you're not. You're not just a business owner, you're the captain of the ship. That kind of inner steadiness is what your business craves. So let's step into what it really means to lead with values, not just vision. Because your values are your compass when the path gets unclear. So often we focus on goals, revenue, reach, results, but those things shift. Values are what hold you when plans fall through or clients disappoint. I didn't always realize this. I used to chase every opportunity that came my way, thinking I needed to say yes to prove I was serious. But I lost my way in the noise until I stopped to ask, what do I truly stand for? Once I clarified my values, integrity, spaciousness, kindness, everything else started aligning. Saying no got easier. Marketing felt more real. I no longer worried about pleasing everyone because I knew what felt true for me. That kind of grounded leadership becomes a filter for every decision. So start by asking yourself, what matters more than money or speed? What do I want people to feel when they interact with me or my brand? Write these words down and use them in your emails, in your social media, in the way you onboard clients. That's how leadership becomes lived, not just spoken. When you lead with values, you're building true trust that lasts. Clients can feel when you mean what you say. They sense it in the tone of your voice, the flow of your work, and the way you handle challenges. You become known for your steadiness, not just your services. I revisit my values quarterly to make sure my actions are still aligned. It's not static, it's a rhythm. You get to evolve, but your foundation stays intact. When offers feel off or you're drained from a client, check in with these core values. They'll tell you what's off. Leading from this space means that you're not chasing trends. You're setting a tone. You show up as someone who knows her ground. That's magnetic. That's sustainable. And that's where real influence grows. So let's explore how this inner leadership begins to shape your outer impact, especially when with clients and collaborators. You might not have a team, but you still lead people, clients, collaborators, suppliers. Your energy sets the tone. The clearer you are with your boundaries, expectations, and communication, the smoother everything runs. I used to soften my words too much, trying to keep everyone happy, but it only led to confusion and resentment. Leadership taught me that clarity is kindness. When I began communicating expectations with warmth but firmness, things shifted. People respected my time more. Deadlines were met. Projects flowed better. I wasn't bossing anyone. I was leading with steadiness. And that kind of leadership inspires trust, not fear. You don't have to be extroverted or dominant to lead well. You just need to be honest and consistent. And when you share your process, update clients regularly, and check in with collaborators, you build momentum. It doesn't take a massive effort. Often it's a single email, a short voice note, a message that says, here's where we are, here's what's next. Think about your client journey right now. Is it clear? Do people know what to expect? Have you built space for feedback, or do you avoid it? These small details are where powerful leadership lives. You're guiding the experience. That's more than service delivery. It's influence. So take time this week to review your client touch points. Where can you simplify? Where can you bring in more presence? It might be a better onboarding form or a follow-up email with clearer expectations. These aren't just admin tasks, they're leadership in motion. When you lead well behind the scenes, people feel it in every interaction. You become someone others want to refer, collaborate with, and return to. That's the ripple effect of leading as a sole trader. Now let's bring the full circle, creating inner structure when no one else sets it for you. Without a boss or a team, your structure has to come from within. It sounds freeing until the overwhelm hits. I used to wake up and dive into tasks without direction. Some days I felt busy, but nothing moved forward. That's when I realized being in charge meant I had to become my own best leader. Structure isn't about strict schedules. It's about rhythm and clarity. I created simple frameworks to support myself. A morning check-in with my priorities, themed days for focus, a weekly reset to realign. These didn't box me in, they held me up. My energy improved, my results followed. You need systems that honor your personality. Are you visual? Use post-its or a color-coded planner. Prefer audio? Record weekly voice memos to yourself, outlining your plan. Love quiet focus? Block deep work sessions into your calendar and protect them like gold. Leadership here looks like making your future self's life easier. I ask myself daily, what can I do today to make tomorrow feel lighter? A single question reshapes everything. It's not hustle, it's honoring. Review your routines. Are they reactive or intentional? Where do you feel scattered? Where do you feel supported? Small shifts matter. One 20-minute planning session a week can save you hours later. One template or checklist can reduce burnout. You're building more than a business. You're building a container strong enough to hold your dreams. That container is shaped by your systems, your habits, and your self-leadership. You don't need to do it perfectly. You just need to keep showing up with care. This is what commanding grace looks like. It's not flashy, but it's deeply rooted. You are the structure of your business. You are the structure your business stands on. And that is more than enough.